time for catching pneumonia or getting sick trying to put a video out, right? So you know what's so funny about this program? When you do enough research and you do enough study on psychological warfare and on psychology, you'll realize that this program is a psychological operation on the whole society, not just targeted individuals, not just targets of these forced investigations or these forced threat assessments, right? So you have your civilian, right? They split it into like a social class, right? You have your citizens, your innocent upstanders, because that's what they call an innocent upstander, is somebody who witnesses a crime and decides to, take initiative and make it their obligation and show conviction when it comes to snitching, basically. Telling on a crime, you know what I'm saying? Even though they had nothing to do with it, even though it does not affect them, because they considered a civilian and considered an upstanding, citizen, they decide to, report crime, right? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to turn society into a policed, informant, surveilled society. You feel me? That's what you see. This is what you're witnessing. We just happen to be on top of the food chain when it comes to being targeted, right? So you have your civilians and then you have your primary targets, right? So this whole program, like I said in the beginning of my video, this is one whole psychological operation on the whole society, okay? It's not about you. It's not just about you. You're just a primary target. That's all you are. Primary targets are civilians who can't perform or who can't function in a highly coordinated, well-organized, systematic society. You feel me? We not designed, we not built, we not born to be manipulated, to be controlled, to be in a highly coordinated functioning society, to where everything is just highly coordinated and well organized. From every muscle fiber a person makes, it has to be manipulated, it has to be controlled. Everybody has to be handled. Everybody has to be handled. Everybody has to be surveilled. Everybody has to be monitored. Now, the civilians who decide that they want to be upstanding civilians, right? Snitches, confident to human informants, community-based agents, agent provocateurs, civilian role players, right? They decide to engage in this protocol because not everybody decides to engage in this protocol. I'm sure there's millions of people who feel like this program is a piece of shit, that understands that this program is illegal and that it's unconstitutional and that is wrong. People with principles, with morals, with class, with dignity, with integrity, know right from wrong, up from down, and when enough is enough. You feel me? These people fight for the rights, for the Constitution, for the, you know what I'm saying? Our human rights, our civil rights, our human rights, our constitutional rights. They're willing to fight for them. You know what I'm saying? So when you see people like just showing so much conviction and so much obligation to harassing you, these people are susceptible to manipulation and control to a point where they're the new civilian in the future. They're the new, these are everything you see. The reason why I tell you that this is a psychological operation is that based off common sense, like if you see EMS, fire department, local law enforcement, and they synchronize with you everywhere you go, and even when you home, you can hear them. So you think they just having these sirens run just because they know that you're sitting in the house with your window open? No, it's for other target individuals and it's for society to keep everybody paranoid, to keep everybody in a state of emergency, in a state of vigilancy. You feel me? They want everybody to be vigilant and paranoid. You feel me? And scared and feel like, every time they hear EMS, fire department, local law enforcement, they automatically think of 9/11. They automatically think of an emergency. Right? So now they done psychologically tortured the whole society into believing that we need EMS, that we need fire department, that we need local law enforcement, when we really don't. And if we do, at this point, due to this program, there shouldn't be crime, there shouldn't be disorder, there shouldn't be terrorism. Not when I could be targeted, and I could be illegally surveilled, monitored, stalked, and harassed 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and you can't stop crime, and you can't stop disorder. Disorder is mental illness, okay? So when you see people committing crimes due to mental illness, that's called disorder. So when you look up community-oriented policing and problem-oriented policing, it's against crime and disorder, okay? So crime and disorder means more than just regular crime and regular mental illness and regular terrorism, okay? You gotta understand that shit. So I watch people drive themselves crazy trying to drive you crazy. Every tactic that's used against you, every time you see somebody doing something you know normal people don't do, you know they going against what they should be standing for. You know what I'm saying? They know for a fact what they doing is wrong. But they're going to do it anyway because they being compensated, because they're being coerced to, because they being blackmailed. You know what I'm saying? Some people, some men you see come straight out of prison, straight out of halfway homes. You know what I'm saying? Straight from a halfway house, straight into an all-men's shelter. Even females, straight into a woman's shelter. You know what I'm saying? It's so cold out here, this shit got me choking. I'm gonna try to make this video a little faster, you feel me? So back to what I was saying. This is one psychological evaluation and an operation on everybody. It's not just you. This is why you see people do the most ridiculous shit. They being experimented on. Soon they'll be able to coerce people into crime, into disorder. When you see people acting crazy and acting belligerent, they putting on the act. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they'll even go to mental institutions and take mentally ill people out and put them on the street. Put them right in the target's environment, right in the target's, and tell them to do specific things like, we'll take you off medication, we'll give you, visitation. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you more medication. Some people are addicted to the medication that they're being given. So they're not really being mentally ill, they inducing mental illness. That's basically the point of my video. This program is about behavior modification, about demoralization, right? So the whole number one goal is to induce mental illness, not in just the target, because it's not about you. It's not just about you. All the tactics that's being used against you, that you're being sensitized to, everybody else is being sensitized to it too. To where they're becoming desensitized to it. Now all of this shit is normal. For a man to bend over in front of you is normal. For a female to feel like she can honey trap you is normal. For people to, pretend like they're going to run you over. For people to orchestrate catastrophes like arguments, fights, fake shootings, fake crimes. This all is a political agenda. You know what I'm saying? So people will do things and become addicted to harassment until it starts driving them crazy. I watch people go crazy off of trying to drive me crazy. And I just study and I just read and I just do research and I just learn. And based off of my experience, I'll come outside and I'll just stay outside the whole day. Even though my tactics that they used against me is so resilient, so relentless, so repetitive, so frequent, so consistent, I still work right through it. Although I be frustrated, although sometimes I be stressed out because it be too much, I still go right through it. I fight that shit every day. I desensitize myself to everything so I can be able to see the world the way it really functions. You know what I'm saying? My landlord, for an example, Christmas is right around the corner, right? I pay rent on the 29th. So he's already asking me about rent due to it being Christmas right around the corner. So you worrying about the 29th. He want to know if I can give him the rent now or give him half the rent now. So I'm supposed to be broke for Christmas and you supposed to be up for Christmas? Hell no. My landlord owns multiple properties, multiple vehicles. You feel me? So stop acting like you're doing bad, my nigga. Your kids is gonna have a wonderful Christmas. This Christmas, I'm gonna have to use everything I have to make sure my son has what he wants for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? But that's all good. That make me feel good. If I could do that, then I could do better than, you feel me, most people that don't want to do nothing for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying. When you seeing people walking around with Target bags and then you look on your Google's map, you realize there's not a Target for another 2 miles, 3 miles. You see people walking around with dogs. You see people bending over in front of you. You see people taking a piss in front of you. You see fiends and crackheads and drug addicts everywhere you go. You see homeless people everywhere you go. You hear orchestrated noise everywhere you go. You see EMS, you see fire department, local law enforcement, everywhere you go. When every tactic that people are being coerced to do, coughing, sniffling, sneezing, clearing their throat, flash mobbing, crowding the target, following the target around, these are all narcissistic personality disorders. Sociopaths, psychopaths. Not because they were born psychopaths, not because they were born sociopaths, not because they were born narcissists. It's due to this program. This program induces mental illness on society. This is why the whole community is so vigilant. You know what I'm saying? Towards the target. They're being trained to become vigilant towards the target. This is why people act rude. This is why people feel just when they do things they don't have no business doing. You ask a person to stop doing it, they'll keep doing it just because they feel like they have the right to. You know when they realize they don't have the right to harass you? When you fuck them up. When you assault them. You feel me? This is when they'll know they don't have the right to do something. You have to whip a person's ass in order to get them to stop harassing you. Because it's addictive. You got to understand how addictive it is for an average person to have some kind of control, some kind of manipulation, some kind of authority or false sense of superiority over another person, especially an insecure person, a small-minded person, a miserable person, a jealous person, an envious person, an untalented person, a person who has no talents. Masters, engages in multiple crafts and masters none. You're not a master of no craft. You know what I'm saying? And then they bank on how nosy people are. People have no problem with being in people's business. This is why I say this is a psychological operation on the whole society. They're inducing mental illness in everybody. They want every single person to suffer from some kind of personality disorder. My roommate, when I leave, for an example, if I leave for 1 or 2 days, once I come home, my roommate is coughing relentlessly. And in my head, I know for a fact that he's just so addicted to doing it, it's almost second nature. So now he's mentally ill. You understand what I'm saying? They done induce narcissistic personality disorder, cluster B personality disorder. Every time you're being manipulated, you're being controlled into engaging against what you know right from wrong, you become susceptible to manipulation and control. Anybody susceptible to manipulation and control, you have a vulnerable mind, you have vulnerable personalities, you have vulnerable characteristics. They bank on this. A normal person wants to mind their business, wants to stay to their self, wants to live their life. Another person's affair is not your affair. Another person's business is not your business. Why would you want to be a part of somebody else's business? Why would you want to surveil and monitor somebody you don't know? You know what I'm saying? It's mentally ill behavior. This is why you see so many people do so much shit. There's no amount of money. There's nothing you could be coerced. There's nothing you could do to get me to do this to other people. This is why I've never been a part of this program. I've always been the target of this program. I could never see myself bending over in front of another man, pissing in the toilet, not flushing after myself, crossing a person's path on purpose, standing in a person's way on purpose, bumping a person on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'll get on a bus, go all the way back to the bus, all the way to the back of the bus. They'll flash mob and crowd the back of the bus within the next stop. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to the front of the bus. Nobody wants to sit in the back of the bus now. Everybody wants to sit in front of the bus. I'll come to work. Once I come to work, niggas is throwing indirect subliminals before I can even clock in. I'm like, yo, I came in a few days ago, like 2 nights ago, I had took some food home because it was mad food left over. It was mad birthday cake left over. I took mad food home, right? Everybody's taking food home. I'll come in the next day. One of my managers is like, oh, don't feed. He told the kitchen manager to try to be funny, like, oh, don't feed Maurice. I walked in, I said, yo, damn, I didn't even clock in yet. It hasn't even been 2 minutes and you're already on my dick. He's like, excuse me? I said, it hasn't been 2 minutes and you're already on my dick. I repeated it. Like, can I clock in first? You that thirsty? Is because they be addicted to harassing you. The fact that they could harass somebody the fact that they could walk over somebody, the fact that they could use somebody as a personal punching bag is because on the inside, people are very insecure. People are very lonely. People are very hurtful. People are very sorry. People are very bitter. People are very miserable. People are jealous. People are envious. So when they see a person of your caliber, when they get around a personality and they get around characteristics and they get around a person that has class and principle and moral, and a person that's supposed to be the most evil, the most dangerous, the most problematic person on the premises, and people are attacking you and you're able to ignore them and professionally work at a high level, you already show who's mentally ill and who's not mentally ill. You already subtract yourself from that classification. There's nothing wrong with me at all. I know exactly what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? This is the problem because they is being induced. Mental illness is being induced. Now they've become addicted to harassing you. Then when they step out of work, when they're not around you, they scratching their neck like a crackhead. They need another hit. They need that narcissistic supply. It's induced. It's induced mental illness. So this program is not just to drive you crazy. It's to drive the whole society crazy. If they could get everybody to act out and to be manipulated, to be controlled, there's no telling what they could get people to do. You got to think about it like that. If people are willing to do the most littlest things for gift cards, for car rentals, for rent, for housing, you know what I'm saying? For your car note, for whatever you benefit from, that you can get up and do it yourself, that somebody has to give you something to go against principles, to go against your morale, to do something you know you don't have the right to do, is mentally ill behavior. The fact that you feel like you could cough and you could sniffle and you could sneeze and you could cross a person's path, like I said, like all these stupid ass tactics people do, orchestrating noise is animalistic. Now you acting uncivilized. You just banging, dropping shit on the floor. I'm in a dish pit. I go downstairs to the dishwasher, right? And I'm telling him, go upstairs and just send me all the dishes down. You don't even got to worry about the dishes. Because when I clocked out, I'm done. I don't want to hear no, oh, you leaving? Oh, I need help. I need this. I need that. I don't want to hear nothing. You only work 1 day a week. Do the job. He's like, oh, nah. Like, I'm like, you know what? Go upstairs. I'll do the shit. Even though I'm not even supposed to be on the dishwasher, but you acting like a bitch. But what he wanted to do is he wanted me to do the hard work and he wanted to chill. So I said, cool, I'll do the hard work because the hard work is really the easy work. I'm out everybody's face. I'm out the way. I'm in my own world. I could throw my headphones on and clean the dishes is mad easy. So if you're going to pay me to do this shit, fuck it, nigga. Just go upstairs. He kept coming downstairs. I'm like, yo, bro, why do you keep coming downstairs through the dish pit? I just told you, put everything in the elevator, send it down, and I'll wash them shits. Just make sure you're giving me all the dishes so all the dishes can be out the way. When I leave, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to come in the morning and I don't want to hear management talking about I'm leaving early. Because I'm leaving 10:45, but I'm scheduled for 11. I'm trying to get out of here, my nigga. Let's get this shit out the way. He keep coming downstairs. I'm like, bro, why you keep coming downstairs for? He's like, yo, bro, I just want to help. There's no dishes upstairs. So go upstairs and chill. You wanted to chill, now go chill, my nigga. Don't want to work hard now because you see a grown man working. You feel like a bitch. You feel like a little nigga. You feel like a beta male because that's what you are. You acting like a whole bitch right now. And I'm telling him off, and he just like, damn. And I start realizing, like, you just want to be under me, my nigga. Like, you just want to orchestrate noise for no reason and just act uncivilized and just drop shit on the floor and bang on everything you touch and drop everything you touch. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, my nigga? Like, I be telling him, stop doing that shit. He'll keep doing it. Keep doing it. One day, I walked into the reach-in with him and I smacked him behind his head. He started laughing like, yo, I'm like, I'm dead ass, nigga. I'm not playing with you. He like, yo, why you hit me for? I'm like, yo, bro, because you don't listen. I distinctly told you to stop hitting the plates together like that. Stop dropping the silverware like that. Act civilized. You acted mad uncivilized and mad animalistic. He's like, what are you talking about, bro? But I know they kept telling him if he's complaining about it, see, what they'll do is, why I say that this program is meant to, to induce mental illness in everybody is because based off of the actions of people, like based off of what people do, like you can watch people do the most psychotic shit and you'll just watch them like, yo, did they really get you to do that? Like somebody really told you to do that and you really went out your way to do that. When you see people with dogs, like dog walkers, look, where's he? Look what he's doing. He has to stop right here. You know what I'm saying? When you have shit like that, that's all mentally ill behavior. Dog walkers. Most of these people don't even own a fucking animal. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave the crib. Excuse me. I would leave the crib. My landlord would get in the vehicle and drive around the community just to synchronize with me. Like, not only you addicted, not only you obsessed and you infatuated, you fixated what I do in the crib, you follow me around the community too. You feel what I'm saying? It's obsessive behavior. You feel me? Like a person has to be obsessed and infatuated with you and fixated on you to want to surveil and monitor you and be in your business and worry about what you're doing when you're not in the house. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're driving yourself crazy. He came upstairs earlier. Like I said, going back to what I was saying, he came to me early. Well, he didn't even come to me because he knew if he would have knocked on my room door, I would have cursed him out. You called me yesterday. You asked me, could I give you rent ahead of time? I told you no. I'm not giving you rent. They manipulate and they control people into manipulating and controlling your actions. Friday, Saturday, I get paid. My son is calling me, blowing my phone up all day, which is cool. That's my son. I have no problem with it. If I wasn't a targeted individual and I didn't know that he's being coerced by his mother and his mother's being manipulated into training him how to do the shit, then I wouldn't be so mad. But due to the fact that I know he's being coerced to do it, I know he don't have no choice. Plus, he don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Friday come, Saturday come, he'll break something. Something of his will break. His iPad will break. His phone will break. His system will break. His game. I keep calling it a Game Boy. I'm so old school. Like all his systems and all his toys, all his shit. He be breaking his shit on purpose so I can buy him new shit. But they be coercing him, or he'll complain about sneakers that can't fit him or boots that can't fit him when he's not a materialistic kid. I didn't raise him in the city. I didn't raise him in the Bronx. He was raised upstate, so he wear Osgods, Bagage, and shit like that. I don't keep him. When he comes stay with me, I put him in Nikes and Jordans and, you feel me, Averex, and I put, the shit that I grew up wearing. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, he's wearing H&M. He's wearing Target. He's wearing, you feel me? All the nice clothes that you could look nice without buying expensive shit. You know what I'm saying? He's getting big, so his shit is getting big. He's not materialistic when it comes to clothes. He just likes to look good, and he just want his games, and so I'm cool with that. But don't have my son call me right when I get paid to complain about something because y'all want me to spend money. You know what I'm saying? 9 out of 10 times they're pressuring him to pressure me about money. When you got money, the money will come to you. You don't gotta chase the money, not with a person you see every day. It's not that serious. Let me get the Christmas out the way. Let me get on my feet, and you can have everything you want, and I'm gonna leave on good terms. You feel me? Or I could leave on bad terms. I could leave and not pay you shit. Or I could go to the courthouse and get a letter from the courthouse stating that I can't no longer pay you. I can't afford to pay you. If I really wanted to be an asshole. Because if he wanted to evict me, he'll have to go to the courthouse, and the courthouse, they're gonna ask for income, and once I show income, and once they realize he's overcharging and he's taking advantage, then 9 out of 10 times they're gonna lower it. They're gonna shut down what he's doing. Even though you can do what you do in your house, there's certain shit you can't do. Homeowners think they can just do whatever they want because it's their house, and you can't. He's breaking walls down in the house to create more rooms, but now it's a health violation. Now it's an emergency violation. Now there's only one exit out the house. You got 7 rooms on one floor, and there's only one door out. There's no fire escapes. You feel me? There's no balconies. You feel me? So if there's a fire, or if there's a shooting, or if there's an emergency, we can't get out the crib fast enough because you got so many people cooped up in the crib. And you're not even thinking about emergencies because you keep breaking walls in the crib to try to create more rooms so you could take advantage of more people. And then he's renting the rooms out like a B&B, like a hotel room. So he got multiple different personalities and characteristics coming in the house. You know what I'm saying? So earlier this morning, this is why I say that this program is meant to induce mental illness. Because before I moved there, all the other tenants used to run his shit. When they ready to pay rent, they'll pay rent. When they ready to leave, they not paying you shit. Like, they used to disrespect him. They used to smack the shit out of him behind his head. They used to disrespect his wife. He never did nothing. Now all of them left, and now he's trying to reinforce a bunch. You reinforcing for nothing. Because if I was in the target, if you ain't know the feds was up my ass and the police was right around the corner, you wouldn't even be talking crazy like that. Because the minute I smack you out, punch you in your mouth, you gonna call them right away. And they gonna come in 20 seconds. You feel me? They gonna show up on some RoboCop shit. The SWAT team gonna show up. But it's because he was a regular average man when I first started moving in. He slowly but surely started becoming narcissistic. You feel me? Now I start to realize how sick in the head that he's becoming. You'll drive people crazy. Empaths drive narcissistic people crazy because they can't self-reflect. We can self-reflect and we can learn from our mistakes. You feel me? Narcissistic people can't learn from their mistakes, so they bound to make the same mistakes. Empaths learn how to they learn from their mistakes, so they become stronger in time. They're trying to modify our behavior. That's what they're trying to do. This is why they coerce people. You could say good morning to somebody. You could give a girl a compliment. She'll roll her eyes. They're trying to project violence. They're trying to project negativity. You feel me? They're trying to project these things onto you. This whole program is a psychological operation. It's designed to destroy everybody. It's designed to manipulate and control everybody. This is why you see people do the most ridiculous shit, because now mental illness is being induced. The illnesses that they're trying to induce into you is being induced to somebody else. My landlord went upstairs. He started walking into the empty rooms. He walked into the empty room. Instead of just knocking on my door like a normal human being or calling my phone, which you know is pretty ridiculous because you didn't talk to me yesterday and I already gave you an answer. So for you to knock on my door, you know you're doing too much. So you wanted to prevent doing that. He's walking around the house opening and closing room doors for no reason. Then he started knocking on the empty room door like somebody was in the room. I know there's nobody in the room, you stupid motherfucker. What's wrong with you, bro? I walked out the room. I came out the room. I said, yo, what's wrong with you, bro? What's going on, bro? Are you okay? You losing your mind? There's nobody in the room. I know there's nobody in the room. He's like, oh, no, I thought the guy. I'm like, no, there's nobody in the room. You know there's nobody in the room. You're bugging the fuck out. You were just in the room. You're knocking on the door and you're going to respond from the inside of the room. Now you got multiple personalities now, right? Niggas be driving themselves crazy, trying to drive you crazy. Orchestrating noise, acting mad uncivilized for no reason. You look like a whole dickhead. You look stupid to me as fuck. That's what you look like. You'll see people will cough, clear their throat, sniffle and sneeze. I'll mimic them. I'll do it right back. Instead of them have enough common sense, instead of them be like, he knows, he's aware, let me stop, they'll keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's a personality disorder. That's an addictive personality disorder. You feel me? You want to harass somebody even though you know they know you harassing them. But then when I beat dog shit out of you, you're going to play the victim. You know what I'm saying? So this program is meant to drive people crazy. So when I speak and I do my videos, I try to insert what I'm personally, my personal experiences and what I go through to give a better comprehension of what I'm trying to explain. I'm not just on here just talking to talk. It's based off what I'm experiencing. Then I went downstairs. He waits for me to come downstairs. He comes out, opens the door at the same time. Nobody in their right mind wants to synchronize with you every day. You know what I'm saying? After the second time you open your room door and I open my room door, I'm not doing it 4 or 5 different times. You got to be sick in the head to even want to do that. That's weird. That's odd behavior. You know what I'm saying? That's very odd. That's not a sign of superiority. That's not a sign of authority. It means that you're obsessed with a person. They telling me, all right, when he opens the door, you open the door. When he comes outside, you come outside. I'm going to be like, no, I'm not doing that. Maybe next time. I'm not doing that shit every day, all day. That shit is weird. You shouldn't even want to do that. That's how I know people be mentally ill. To do the shit they asking you to do is mentally ill behavior, bro. They got you doing some shit you know you don't know. You basically know you don't got no business doing, my nigga. You would not be doing. Once the target is out of your sight, are you still doing that? You feel me? Are you still coughing? Are you pretending to cough? when there's no target individual outside? You feel me? Are you walking in front of people? You standing in people's way? Are you just walking around with target bags all day, even though there's not a target around, just because you get a free bag? Are you dumb? You see what I'm saying? Like, this whole program is upside down, bro. This whole program is upside down. That's how I know this is a worldwide operation, psychological operation. The United Nations have to be a part of this program because this is not just happening in the United States. Why I speak so much about the United States is because we actually have a constitution. So we definitely not supposed to be doing this. And these other countries don't have a constitution. They have to report to, they have to follow, they have to obey by. Our country, the United States of America, is violating its own constitution, violating its own laws, manipulating and controlling crime through manipulation of controlling crime and disorder. Using disorder to manipulate crime and disorder. Very narcissistic behavior, very sick psychotic behavior. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to want to handle another human being is a very insecure person. You have to be in control. In order for you, every time I decide to walk this way, I just seen Shorty. Look at Shorty with the target bag. I just spoke about people walking around with target bags. I literally saw her getting ready to walk past the park. And because she seen me, she had to find her way in the park. Like, fuck it, I want to see what he's doing. Like, I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? So you got to also understand that this program is one whole big psychological operation. They're trying to induce mental illness in everybody. They want everybody to be susceptible to manipulation and control. They want to be able to manipulate and control every facet and every aspect of society. That's the goal of this program. You feel me? That's the number one goal of this program. This is why people have no problem following you around, following you into various locations. You live on a property with somebody, that's the last time you should see them. You shouldn't see them in the laundromat, in the supermarket, in the grocery store. I don't want to see you all day. I'm leaving the property, so I won't see you. So why do you want to see me off the property? Then my landlord will literally wait until I come back just to see what I brought from the store. Like, you're not my father, bro. Like, if he's there, he's waiting for me. When I come back, I'm going to flip out on him. Because I'm going to tell him about himself. Like, yo, bro, I flipped out on you yesterday, and I guess I got to flip out on you today. You know what I'm saying? People hiding behind vehicles. People standing around the corner waiting for you to come around the corner so they can pretend like they bumping into you. People turning their back. Nobody walks with their head turned the opposite way. You look mad stupid. What are you, a part of the Addams family? You're part of the Addams family now? You walk backwards now, my nigga? Who walks like this? Niggas be walking like that for mad fall. Yo, these niggas be killing me with the dumb shit they be doing. This shit be hilarious. The nigga walked outside the store and was walking backwards, like walking like this. So I just stood there to see how long the nigga was going. Just walk like that for, right? The nigga walked like that, didn't even realize I was just standing there watching his stupid ass. When he turned around and he thought I was going to be right in front of him, he felt mad dumb. Or sometimes I'll open my room door just to see who'll open their room door. Niggas will open the room door thinking I'm coming out the room, I'll be faking. Sometimes I'll put all my clothes on because I know I'm being surveilled and monitored from the crib just to hear people in the house synchronize with you, try to beat you to the downstairs door. I'll put my clothes on, get ready, put my coat on, get my keys, take my wallet, put it in my pocket. Niggas will be getting ready for you to come down. Then I'll just be like, fuck it, I'll just take all my shit off and just lay down. So I'll just be doing it just because I know there's somebody that got to be prepared for me. This is how dumb they are. So sometimes I get a kick out of it and I entertain myself by the bullshit because people become predictable. Sometimes I walk down the block and be like, ups, by the time I get to the corner, there's going to be cops right on the corner. This block was just too quiet for me to walk down by myself. I could have did anything. You feel me?